Hello students, now we are going to start the next topic from 9th standard and the name of the topic is Heron's formula. Now Heron's formula is a formula which will give us the formula for finding the area of the triangle. Okay, so Heron is the name of the scientist who has derived the formula. But before proceeding to that, like why do we need a formula for finding the area of triangle? Don't we have a formula, isn't it? Yes, we do have a formula. What is the formula for area of a triangle? Yes, it says area of a triangle is equal to half into base into height. Yes or no? Yes. Now here the height is the perpendicular height. So for example, if I draw a right angle triangle, right? So this becomes the base and this is the height. So definitely if I know the values, suppose this is 3 and this is 4, so I can find the area of this triangle, isn't it? So for a right angle triangle, actually I have a formula so I can directly find the area. What if the triangle is an equilateral triangle? Yes, what is an equilateral triangle? Yes, a triangle in which all the three sides are equal. Suppose if I take this as 6, this as 6 and this is also will be 6. How do we find the area of an equilateral triangle? Yes, so there is a property with respect to equilateral triangle that if you draw a perpendicular from the vertex to the opposite side, it bisects the base. It means this length will be 3 and this length will be 3. This is the property for an equilateral triangle. Okay. So now if I just consider this part of the triangle or either this part, for finding the area, definitely I should be knowing the base and the height. The base I do have. Height means the perpendicular height which is falling on that respective base. So if I have to find this length, I should be knowing this base. Yes, do I know? Yes, I do know that it is 6. Whereas I don't know what is the perpendicular height for this triangle. Can I find it? Yes, as we have seen by the property, it is bisecting this two this complete side. Yes, so this will be 3 and this will also be 3. Hence, by applying Pythagoras theorem in this triangle, I can find the perpendicular height. Yes, and once I got that perpendicular height, then I can put it in the same formula to find the area of an equilateral triangle. Yes, and also we have a formula for area of an equilateral triangle which is under root 3 by 4 into side square. Okay, so this is also one formula. Here directly if you put the value of side, you can get the area which will be equal in if you find the area by making use of this formula also, provided you had to first find the perpendicular height. So I know to find the area of an right angle triangle, I know how to find the area of an equilateral triangle, which is another kind of triangle, isosceles triangle. Yes, what if a triangle is an isosceles triangle? Isosceles, only two sides are equal. Again, let us 6, 6, 6. Yes. Again, for finding the area of an isosceles triangle, I have to know its base as well as height if I have to find the area by this formula. So let us suppose that this side is 7. Okay. So constructing a perpendicular in the triangle. Yes. Again, the thing remains, I know the base, I have to find the height. Can I find the height? Yes. Just like an equilateral triangle, in case of isosceles triangle also, the perpendicular drawn from the vertex on the base bisects the base. It means this length will be 3.5 whereas this length will be 3.5. The same rule or the same property is also applicable in case of isosceles triangle. So again, considering any one triangle and applying the Pythagoras theorem, I can find the perpendicular height. And once I got the perpendicular height, I can put it in this formula and I can find the area of that triangle. So for right angle triangle, I know how to find area. For an equilateral triangle, I know how to find area. For an isosceles also, I do know how to find area. What is the another type of triangle? Yes. What about a scalene triangle? Yes. A scalene triangle is a triangle in which none of the sides are equal. Yes or no? Suppose I am considering this triangle. So this is say 20, this is say 30, and this is say 40. How to find the area of this triangle? Yes, here, even if you draw a perpendicular here, you don't know whether it is bisecting the side or not, as it was doing in case of equilateral triangle and in case of isosceles triangle. The perpendicular was bisecting the base, and hence we could use the Pythagoras theorem and we can find the perpendicular height. But for scalene triangle, this property is not applicable. Yes, is it? For example, suppose I will draw the figure like this. So this is suppose 20 and this is say 30 and this is say 40. So now if I draw a perpendicular inside the triangle, I don't know whether it is bisecting the base. Yes, you can, from the figure itself you can tell that it is not actually bisecting the base. So I don't know what is the base here, and hence I cannot find the height by making use of Pythagoras theorem. Yes, I can consider this length as to be x. So in that case this length will be 40 minus x, and then I can apply Pythagoras theorem in both the triangles, and then I will equate them, and then I can find the value of x. That I can do, but that is a very lengthy process. Yes. So for such kind of triangles wherein all the three sides were of different values, or you can say for a scalene triangle in which the properties of perpendicular, which was applicable in case of equilateral and isosceles, is not applicable, this person has derived a formula, and hence it is called a Heron's formula. Okay, so Heron is a scientist who has derived the formula. So what is the formula? It says area of triangle is equal to, let us suppose the sides to be A, B and C. So the formula I will be writing in terms of ABC, wherein ABC are the sides of the triangle. So the formula says area of triangle is equal to under root of S in bracket S minus A, S minus B and S minus C. Okay, so ABC, you know, they are the sides of the triangle. Yes. What about S? S is the semi-perimeter of triangle. S is semi-perimeter of triangle. Now what is the semi-perimeter? Perimeter you all know, that is the sum of all sides, and semi will be half of it. And hence if ABC are the sides of the triangle, their perimeter would be A plus B plus C, and if I have to take its semi-perimeter, I will divide it by 2. So by this formula, I will be first of all finding the value of S, which is nothing but the semi-perimeter, and then I will be replacing it here, and then I will be finding in the area. Let us find the area for the same triangle wherein A is 30, B is 20 and C is 40. So what will be the semi-perimeter? Yes, it will be A is 30, 20 plus 40 whole divided by 2, which gives me 90 by 2, which is nothing but 45. Yes, so area of triangle will be equal to under root of S is nothing but my semi-perimeter, which I have obtained as 45. Further 45 minus A. A is my 30, so write it in bracket 45 minus 30, whereas B is my 20, so 45 minus 20, and C is my 40, so 45 minus 40. Let us simplify. So 45 into, what is 45 minus 13? It is 15. 45 minus 20 is 25, and 45 minus 40 is 5. So whosever square root you can take outside the bracket, you can take. Yes. So 45 could be written as 9 5s are 45. Now why I have written 9 5s are, because 9 is square of 3, so I can take it out of the root. Whereas 15 could be written as 3 5s are 15, 25 is already square root of 5, so I will keep it as it is, whereas 5. Okay, so square root of 9 is 3 into square root of 25 is 5 into, for 2 5 under the root I can take them outside the root, so that is 5. So what is remaining under the root then? 3 and 5. So which gives me 3 5s are 15, 15 5s are 75, so 75 under root of 15 square unit is the area of the triangle. Now, as I have said, this is the formula for area of an scalene triangle. So does it mean it will not be applicable to find the area of any other type of triangle? No. You can find the area of right angle triangle, equilateral and isosceles also with the help of this formula, provided you should be knowing all the three sides of that respective triangle. So for any triangle, if you know all the three sides, you can find the area for that triangle by making use of this formula. Yes, so the formula is very easy, and that's all what is there in this topic. The next thing is that you can make use of this formula to find the area of any polygon. Now what is a polygon? A polygon is a closed figure consisting of sides, isn't it? Yes. So here, whenever we are finding, or whenever we are saying that we are going to find the area, so if a polygon is a regular polygon, for example, if it is an square, I do know its formula. If it is an pentagon, for pentagon also there is a formula for area of pentagon. For a hexagon also. For regular polygons, you know the formula, so directly you can find its area. But what if there is an irregular polygon? For example, suppose I am taking a trapezium. For trapezium also you do know the formula, that is the half into sum of parallel sides into height. Again there also you should be knowing the height, then only you can find. What if I don't know the height but I know the length of the diagonal? Okay, suppose this is my length A, B, C, D and the diagonal length is E. So as you can see, I can find the area of this triangle where the sides are A, B and E, because all the polygons are actually the addition of the triangles itself, isn't it? A quadrilateral wherein two triangles, when you add together or when you join them together, you get a quadrilateral. If you join one more triangle, you get a pentagon. If you join one more, you get a hexagon and so on. Yes, so all the polygons are actually formed by joining many triangles together, and hence if you are able to find the area of triangle, each triangles, then you can find the area of the whole polygon, isn't it? So here also in this trapezium, if I don't know the perpendicular height, but if I know the length of the diagonal, first of all I can find the area of this triangle again by the same Heron's formula. Then I will find the area of this triangle and then I will add them. Yes, what if I add one more triangle to it? Yes, provided I know the length of these sides also, so A, B, C, D, E, F and G. I have already calculated, suppose this is area 1, this is area 2, and also I can find the area of third triangle which is lying above it, and to find the area of this complete polygon it will be A1 plus A2 plus A3, isn't it? Any other type of polygon, here also you can divide it, or they will give you the values. Yes, you can find the area only when you should be knowing all the three sides of the triangle, huh? That is the provided condition. So if I'm drawing a figure like this, I should be knowing the length of this diagonal in this pentagon, whereas I should be knowing the length of this diagonal also in this pentagon, and then only I can find, so then only I can find the areas of the triangle. So A1, A2 and A3, and then after adding this you will get the area of the polygon. Okay, so this is how we can find the area of any irregular polygon with the help of the Heron's formula, provided all the three sides of a triangle are known. So the problems based on this formula are very easy, so we will be looking for that also.